And just like that, the New York Mets 2024 season has come to a close after losing to the Los Angeles Dodgers 10 to 5. Pretty sure that was the final score. I don't even know. I'm not even going to pay attention. I'm not even changing the base bar down below. I haven't even updated that. I'm just going to record this video because our season has come to a close thanks to just this team flat out running out of gas. And that's really the only other way I could put it. And yeah, so I guess this is my reaction video, if that's what you want to call it. I just got back from the watch party. Why I chose to attend that and jinx ourselves like that, I have no idea. That was my first time attending a watch party, and of course, they take their final L of the season. That puts them in the dirt and kills off Grimace and OMG and whatever other else meme that you want to bring up from this season. It's all over. And welcome in, everybody, to the probably last playoff Mets Digest video. We will be coming out with a series of videos for the next couple of days, but for right now, this is my reaction to the end. Before I get started, we are at 1.5k subscribers right now. I'd like to get to 1600 before the end of this week. So if you're new here, end of the season, you're looking for some rants on YouTube, you're looking for some Mets YouTubers to crash out, and you stumbled upon this page, welcome to Mets Digest, and we ask that you please subscribe, as we will be covering all things Mets baseball all off season long, as now our off season is about to be underway sooner or later. The first thing I'm going to start off by saying is that this team ran out of gas, and if you guys expected for this team to really compete for a World Series full on and full, I don't blame you for believing, but when you look at a roster like this on paper before the start of this season, we all thought what would be a punt year, like what David Stearns was rumored to be saying to Max Scherzer last trade deadline, and now we made it all the way to the NLCS out of nowhere thanks to just some magic. And you know, when you have guys, you know, in their late 30s, when the league is filled with youth movement, and you know, a lot of teams are euthanizing and really bringing on the strategy of just bringing up your top prospects as soon as they show any signs of talent. It's hard for a team filled with a bunch of veterans to keep up with something like that. You gotta realize Starling Marte past in his 30s already. JD Martinez at the back end of his career right now. Adam Ottavino at the back end of his career right now. He's around 37, 38 years old. Like, you know, there's guys just top to bottom who are getting up there in age and are just meant to kind of be like little sell-off pieces at the deadline. Half of this team was supposed to be sold off at the deadline. Like, you don't sign JD Martinez to a one-year deal. You don't sign Sean Manaea and Luis Severino to one-year deals with opt-outs and opt-ins for a year after so that you could plan around to keep them long-term. Like, no, these guys were supposed to be gone in May around the All-Star break, where the Mets were supposed to be second to last in the NL East. Like, that is what this team was designed to do. This team was not designed to go to the NLCS. So when you have Phil Maton in there pitching the 8th inning of the NLDS and giving up a home run, like, Phil Maton is not a name that should be pitching in the 8th inning of an NLDS. Like, it's just that simple. You have guys, you know, that are loaded top to bottom, like Evan Phillips, like Jose Alvarado, like, you know, guys like that who have made a name for themselves, who are meant to be pitching in games like that. Not guys like, you know, Phil Maton and Danny Young and whoever else. This team just ran out of players, ran out of gas, ran out of talent, and there's no other way. I mean, come on. Did we see that inning where Blake Trinan was in pitching and our 2, 3, 4 hitters were up? Like, that, those 3 at-bats were ridiculous. Like, you know, Jeff McNeil caught half swinging strike 3. Brandon Nimmo caught half swinging strike 3. Like it's, you know, guys are just, they were just done. Like, Brandon Nimmo's playing hurt. Jeff McNeil needs to be off this team. Like he doesn't see the ball like he used to. Neither does Starling Marte. He needs to be off this team too. Like it's time for the cycle of new guys to come in. Ronnie Mauricio, Luis Angel Acuna Jr. or not even Jr. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm getting a little off topic here. I need to focus on the post game, but look, this is something then that pretty much tells the whole story of these last 3 games, where we've picked up losses and got ourselves deep in a hole here. We left 13 runners on base in Game 6, which was today, and then the Mets left a total of 38 runners on base in their 4 losses in the NLCS, and they went 2 for 26 in runners in scoring position in those games. So basically, the games that we lost, we're just not hitting at all. We can't keep up with the Dodgers lineup. They're just way too powerful. There's too much money spent on that side, on that lineup, and the guys that we have on our team we're not built to face a team of that power right now. I mean, you could say what you want about us being able to beat the Yankees and the Braves in big games, but when it comes to playoff baseball like this in a 7-game series, this team is just not ready for something like that. Now, I don't want to put any blame on Carlos Mendoza for a lot of things, but the one thing I will say is the pitching, the pitching management was, he did have a couple of shiesty decisions that I didn't like. I mean, when we look at, especially the one that pops out to you the most is Edwin Diaz coming in the 4th inning. But for me, possibly it has got to be the inserting of Phil Maton and there like in the 3rd inning. Like what is the point of that? He has shown time and time again that he is having a problem of giving up home runs, which is something that he wasn't known for coming on this team in the first place, which makes it so interesting for no reason that, of course, when I made that video on him when we first acquired him, I highlighted that he doesn't give up a lot of home runs. And of course, as soon as this man puts on orange and blue, he starts giving up every single home run as soon as he gets put in. Edwin Diaz coming in the 4th inning to face the top of the lineup down, 5 runs or however many runs they were down at that point. They were down the whole game. But it was just the perfect embodiment of how Carlos Mendoza is pretty much out of options. Like, he has nobody in that bullpen that he could reliably put in for some long relief at a very high level of play. I mean, look, we saw Luis Severino warming up there as he was, penciled in to be the Game 7 starter if the Mets were able to win this game. But also, I mean, why not David Peterson, who was also rumored to be able to pitch Game 7 as well. I mean, I don't know why you couldn't just let him go out there for a couple of innings. Kodai Senga, in my opinion, was used way too late. Kodai Senga should be used in that spot that Diaz was in right there. I understand the top of the lineup, but I mean, did you guys see Kodai tonight? He looked great. Like, that fastball was zipping the fastest it's been this playoffs. I mean, that thing was topping out at like 93, 94 in his starts, and he was throwing that thing at 97 coming out of the bullpen. So I don't know why he couldn't come in that 4th inning, 3rd or 4th, whatever Diaz came in. I'm pretty sure it was the 4th inning. But to face that top of the Dodgers lineup, I mean, I feel like that was the necessary move. But look, Mendoza did his best he could to keep the game as close as possible. I mean, they kept it within 5 runs pretty much the whole time. But I mean, the lineup is just too good. They're even without Freddie Freeman. I mean, it's still like an all-star studded lineup. Like, even going from Will Smith, Andy Pages, who's a top prospect for them. I mean, it just tops to bottom. We are a team that's like that too. We are a team that will be like that next year. I mean, especially if we were able to get Juan Soto in free agency. Even if you weren't able to get him, the amount of bats, the young, powerful bats that you're going to have in that lineup, like I said before, Luis Angel Acuna, Ronnie Mauricio, Mark Viento's still around. We'll see if what Brett Beatty's got in store for us next season. I mean, we're gonna be a team that's on that level. I mean, it's pretty predictable at this point. That's something that everyone should know. Richest owner in sports, he's gonna go all out. And with the amount of money that they're retaining from Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer, Cohen will cash out in some way, and this team is going to be very competitive for years to come. So every Mets fan needs to keep their head up, and I hope they are. Keep them high because this team is going to dominate the National League for a good amount of years to come. And a dynasty is on its way. I promise you guys. But it is a Yankees Dodgers World Series, and if you have to ask me, for right now, with the position I'm in, I'm gonna have to go with the Dodgers. And as if you guys don't know me, I am originally from Southern California, and I with a burning passion, I do very dislike them very much. But be living here now in New York, being a diehard Mets fan, I cannot see the Yankees winning. I can't let that happen. So, but if you guys are rooting out there, if fellow Mets fans are rooting for the Yankees, I don't blame you one bit. I would always, go for New York too in the end, but this is right now in this situation, it just can't happen for me. But most of the time when I root for the Dodgers, they don't end up winning. Like when I would root for them to play the Braves, they never end up winning. So we'll see what happens. A World Series with the two most popular, the two highest grossing teams in the MLB. Sadly, that's what it is. And we will all have to suffer together. But that is all I have for you guys here at Mets Digest. In the next video I record, I will have a special announcement for you guys. I'm going to be giving back something to you guys for watching these videos all season long. Whenever you're able to join in, I thank you guys for joining me all season long. It was a long run. It was really fun. I know everyone had lots of fun this season, but all good things come to an end. And now it is time for which will be a very exciting offseason for the Mets. And we will have all types of coverage, any type of rumor, roster news, trade updates, trade rumors, all of that. This is your one-stop shop right here for everything Mets baseball, all off-season long. Me and Flobo Boys will be on top of everything for you guys. And I will have an announcement for you guys in the next video. But for right now, that is all I have for you guys from Michael DeAngelo at Mets Digest. I'll see you guys in another video later on. Good night, y'all.